Welcome, everybody out there in the interwebs, to episode 65 of Sis and Big Pop's Culture. Woo! I am Big Pop's Todd Turner, also known as Mosaic Fan Art. As always, my lovely co-host.
Hi, sweet friends. My name is Hannah Jo, and together we're an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly.
All right.
Yay.
Family friendly.
Woo-woo.
We're friendly and family because we're family.
Friendly to the families.
We are. Well, Hannah, tell everybody what we do here.
Yeah. So today and every day when you hang out with us on our little corner of the interwebs, we chitter chat about nerd news, things that we find interesting. We're going to go over what we've been binging recently, as well as Pop's Pull List. If you don't know what that is, don't stress. We'll explain it to you when we get there.
This is a stress-free zone.
We didn't read a comic today, but we are going to review a Comic-Con that we both went to, as well as talk about Flashpoint. The Flashpoint Paradox, is that what it was called?
That's what it was called in the movie on HBO Max, which is, yes, that's what we're going to talk about.
That's what we're going to talk about today.
Because I have some theories about that in the new
Really?
Flash movie coming out. But anyway.
Right on.
Did you watch the Flash trailer?
I did. You asked me to, so I watched it.
Awesome. Good deal. All right.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Nerd news. The important part of the show that makes this a timely podcast.
Okay. I have two.
Well, I don't know. I got some stuff to talk to you about. Go ahead. You want me to go first then?
What?
No, you go
What if you
first.
take one of mine?
I will not take one of yours. So you go first.
The Barbie trailer has come out.
Okay. I did watch it. Okay.
It looks really good.
It is.
It's PG-13. We knew it was going to be PG-13.
Yeah, but I mean, are you kidding me? Like, little girls can't go watch this movie.
This movie is not for little girls. This movie is for girls that were little in the 90s and in the 80s.
Yeah. I'm a Barbie girl.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what it's for. It's for millennials.
I watched the new trailer and the whole the dude
hysterical.
from Shang-Chi is in it. That's
Ken. Okay, so they released some promo pictures today.
Yeah, and 12 posters.
They released posters. The posters are hysterical.
I didn't look at them. I just watched the trailer.
The posters are so funny. It was like the person, the character, their name, and then like a little blurb about it. And so like it said Margot Robbie, and it was like, she's Barbie. And then,
everyone is Barbie.
But like for all of the girls, it was, this Barbie's the president of the United States. This Barbie's an astronaut. This Barbie's a world-renowned chef. Because, again, little girls growing up in the 80s and 90s, Barbie can do anything. Right?
Hey,
Barbie can do anything.
I think I should come over and spend the night. Why? Because we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And do what? I have no idea. That's what Ken says. I have no idea.
Funny. All of the girl Barbies are Barbie does this, Barbie does that. And Ken in all of the Barbie, like in all of the Barbie movies and all of the Barbie like plot lines is just Ken.
Yes.
He doesn't do nothing. He's just Ken.
No.
And so hilarious. All of it is he's Ken. This is another Ken. His name is also Ken.
Oh, that's what it says on there. Yeah. Do you remember when you had headless Ken? Growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Hannah and Miriam had a Ken doll that lost its head. And when we would play Barbies upstairs, we called him Headless Ken. I hope there's a Headless Ken in this. I think that'd be hilarious.
There's a Barbie that's always in the splits.
I saw it. I saw her take her heels off and her foot still remained in the same position.
I really loved that she takes her shoes off and her feet are still the way that her feet are. The one thing that I thought was really funny was her name is Midge. There's one girl.
Yes, that's true.
And then that's just true about like Barbies. Barbie can do anything except be a mom. And so they had another character that they brought in named Midge, and Midge can be a mom.
Midge the mom.
Midge had babies
Wow.
because There was
Go
like a
ahead.
Barbie doll where like literally she had like a belly and you could take the belly off and the
That's
baby
weird.
would come out and then you could put like a flat belly back on it and then she could be.
That's weird. We didn't buy that for you, did we?
No.
Good, because that would have been poor parenting.
Oh, no, we're poor parenting.
I'll be like, what is that? That's crazy. I have something that's sort of Margot Robbie related.
Okay, bring it on.
You know, she played Harley Quinn, right?
I do know that.
And you know, Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn, right?
I know that as well.
Well, they released some, I guess, some video of her dancing down the same steps that Joaquin Phoenix danced down as the Joker. And she was singing. So,
Yes, Lady
yeah,
Gaga.
that's just like, I think it's on somebody's Twitter feed. They might have taken the video from 7 miles away. You know what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, that wasn't part of my news, but I did see that. Okay, what else you got?
The movie Elementals.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I have totally fallen off the Pixar wagon.
Here's the thing. Same. They haven't been great.
Is it because we don't have little children
No, I
anymore?
honestly just think that because you know me, Dad, I'm a diehard animated film girl.
Yeah. Now,
I love me an animated film. Trevin and I have Friday off and we're going to see Mario.
Oh, I want to see Mario.
Give me
bad.
like
but that's
I
not a
will
Pixar
watch.
movie.
But it's an animated film.
We're watching Mario because it's Mario. We're not watching, I mean, anything else that comes like Pixar, we would go watch every Pixar movie.
Well, they're not that good.
Well, now the one with where the that I really like that we watched during COVID at your birthday.
Onward?
I loved that one.
But that came out 2019, 2020.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people loved Soul. I was not a fan.
Soul was okay.
I didn't much care for it. But I think that's where I was really hung up looking at it from a theological standpoint.
Yeah, I know.
That messed with me. But anyway, I don't know. I never saw the dinosaur movie, The Good Dinosaur.
Well, that was geared towards younger kids.
But still, I know. But, you know, so maybe part of it is we don't have young kids.
I'll go see a PG cartoon movie. I'm not paying $10 to see
but it's
a G cartoon movie in theaters.
But it's right. But it's out on Disney Plus now. I could have watched it 17 years ago.
Well, I know the general plot line. I watched it with Quinley.
Oh, well, so you did see it.
Well, not all of it. I was in and out of that room.
Okay. Yeah. So
I mean,
what did you want to say
like,
about Elementals? What do you want to say about it?
I'm hopeful. It feels very Zootopia.
Yes, it does. I agree with that.
Does that make sense?
It does in a way because it's a town, but I think it has to do with
it's water, earth, and fire.
Right. So it's a Fantastic Four movie. So the but it's like, is it like a you're not my person, I'm not your person, we're from opposite sides, we shouldn't,
like the overbearing dad being like you have to stay in your lane.
Yeah, right.
Our people type stuff. So like could be good, could be not good.
I hope so.
The art just looks good, Dad. Have you seen
I've seen it.
The animated style of it?
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's beautiful.
And they're doing something else with this movie that they haven't done in a long time.
What?
A short beforehand.
No, that's so sweet.
And it's Carl and Ellie from Up. It actually is, if I'm not mistaken, Ed Asner's last role that he taped before he passed.
Before he passed?
I'm almost positive of that. Yeah. So yeah, it looks back on their adventures before she passed or something.
Ellie and what? Carl?
Carl. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they said. It's going to be a Fredrickson. Carl Fredrickson. Yeah. I'm almost sure. So everybody don't.
Do you remember that one time when we watched Up by ourselves in the movie theater and wept?
I don't remember. Was it just
you?
You
don't
and me?
Remember that? It was just me and you because we had something going on and we couldn't watch the movie. And Mom was like, "You two have to go see the movie." And when Mom
had they already seen it?
Yeah, they watched it without us. Oh wow, that was. I think I could have this core memory of our love for movies completely wrong in my head.
It doesn't matter. It's right. It's all right. It's good. It's perfect. We all know that's the truth. Anywho, so I'm excited for Elementals. I do want to watch it. Will I go see it? I don't know. There's some movies that came out I didn't get to see. I wanted to go see a movie called Champions with Woody Harrelson as an NBA coach who has to coach the Special Olympics basketball team. Beautiful. And it looked so good. And there was another movie that just came. Oh, Dungeons and Dragons. Haven't watched it.
Here's the thing. Trevor and I have Friday off and for Good Friday. And I'm trying to decide. Sharon hated Up.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Man. Oh, I love that movie.
We'll pray for her.
Oh.
We do anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What was I going to say? I might try to convince him that we should have another marathon movie.
Button-umathon?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm
go see both.
So, do you want to hear my news?
Yes.
So, I've got a couple things.
Okay.
Harry Potter is going to be rebooted as a TV series on HBO Max.
Why?
I guess because they're like Fantastic Beasts. They're not generating the revenue that they thought they would with that movie. They thought, but I guess because they have the property, I don't know. So that's basically done. And they kicked off Johnny Depp thinking that he was guilty beforehand. Anywho, so Harry Potter, they're saying it's a season per book. So 7 seasons.
So what did Series of Unfortunate Events was 2 episodes
I didn't
per
like
book?
it.
You didn't like the TV show?
No.
I thought the TV show was very clever.
It might have been clever, but I didn't get it. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Anywho.
I loved those books.
Did you know the 15th Doctor is going to be the first African-American?
I did.
Not African-American, because he ain't American. The first black actor to be the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He is Rwandan Scottish.
He is in, I'm not going to say that. He's in an inappropriate for me to say on this. It's not inappropriate.
I understand.
Yeah, it's for grown-ups. He's on a TV show on Netflix.
Gotcha. I can't pronounce his name, and I don't want to butcher it.
Okay.
But
I know exactly. I see him in my head. He's in this TV show
I've seen him in his head too. So yeah, a new Doctor. I'm wondering now, have you heard this? This could be bad news. So Jonathan Majors, the guy that played Kang.
Major. Oh, I heard this. Trevin and I talked about this. He's supposed to be the next big bad.
I got a feeling he's going to be gone.
Oh, he's for sure gone.
So they're going to, I think they're going to pull. Yeah. So trigger warning, would you say?
Yeah.
I think he was abusive to his partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
he's being tried for domestic.
I don't know. But anyway.
Something that like that is what I heard.
Do you think that Marvel will pull a Don Cheadle?
Yeah.
You know how I
think they'll pull a Don Cheadle.
I do too.
Hundo P. I remember sitting in that movie being like, that's a different guy. Are we just supposed to pretend like this was always the guy?
Hey, listen, that's just what you do.
Do you remember me being like, that's a different guy, Dad? And you were like, yeah, it's a different guy. It's the same guy, but it's a different guy.
Same thing with Mark Ruffalo and new Hulk.
New guy.
Of Ed Norton. Yeah, so.
What's his Kang? Kang the Conqueror.
Kang, yes. I think the problem is they've probably already filmed his post-credit scene for Guardians or a scene with him in it for Guardians. So I don't know what they're going to do. Anyway, that's... Man. I find myself, we need to spend more time worrying about the person who was hurt than
I hope that she's okay.
I do too. On a lighter side, Kellogg's has new cereal coming out.
What's it called?
I don't know. The first one, this was totally not nerd related at all, is Little Debbie Swiss Rolls cereal.
I'm sorry. Are they soft?
They look hard.
Little Debbie Swiss Rolls are soft.
I know, but these look like they're hard cereals. They're not. These are not soft. But that wasn't the really one I want to talk about. There's another one coming out called Miraculous, which is superhero themed. Okay, no, here's the deal. Apparently there's this kid show that I know nothing about called Tales of the Ladybug and Cat Noir. And like little kids watch it all the time, and she's a superhero. So
Miraculous is a superhero?
I think it's called Miraculous, but it's called Tales of Ladybug and the Cat Noir. And it's actually in its 5th season as a cartoon. And they're making, so it's like got a young girl who's a superhero on the front of a cereal box. So Kellogg's is making a superhero themed.
It's called
cereal.
Miraculous. The Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir.
That's what it's called. Miraculous. That's it. So yeah,
I Googled it.
So there you go.
The genre, if you were curious, is superhero magical girl, says the Wikipedia page.
Well, way to go, the first Oracle. I'm glad it could tell us all that.
So also known as Miraculous Ladybug.
Yeah, Miraculous Ladybug.
It's French.
Oh, I want to watch it now.
It's French. I wonder if it's in French.
Well, that would be cool. I could parlez-vous français, madame Mussel.
Parlez.
Anyway.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Anna. Je suis américaine.
Okay, so I've got some movie news, basically writers.
Okay.
So the Fantastic Four has a new writer. It's the same guy who wrote Avatar: The Way of the Water. You loved that, right?
I enjoyed it. Okay, Fantastic Four. Here's the thing. That wasn't a bad movie.
I didn't go see it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Here's the thing.
Trevin and Nathan if they'd have just landed 500 feet the other direction, nothing would have happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And Trevin, bless him, we watch movies in different ways. I'm there. I'm in it. Are. And Trevin at one point leaned over and said, "Giant shark." And I was like, okay, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about.
And a giant shark showed up.
Like 10 minutes later, I'm screaming because there's a giant shark.
That's funny.
And I'm like, why do you do this to me?
That's funny.
Giant shark.
He knew it was coming.
He knew it was coming. Hilarious. He was like, I was like, how did you know that? He's like, there was a change in music. That was the only plot line that could potentially be happening next. And was all of this thing. And I was like, ugh.
Well, Deadpool 3 now officially has a writer.
Yeah.
And his name is Zeb Wells, who writes comics.
Deadpool 3? You mean, oh yeah.
Yeah. So like Amazing Spider-Man right now.
Zeb?
The Ant-Man miniseries that I loved.
Say his name again.
Zeb Wells. The Spider-Ham miniseries that I loved. Dark Ages that I loved.
Spider-Ham.
He writes all of those. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Cool.
Because he does have some humor in his writings. I've loved it. So I think that might be cool.
Deadpool 2 wasn't bad.
No.
It was entertaining.
It is for adults.
I mean, it's Deadpool.
Yeah,
all the kids walking around in Deadpool costumes.
I know. We're going to talk about that. We'll get there.
Okay.
So my last bit of news came to me via my friend Dan Razor.
Thank you, Dan Razor.
Thank you, Dan Razor. So he sent me a text early this morning, and I'm driving to work with my phone in my pocket thinking, who the heck's calling in sick now?
Somebody's dying.
But it wasn't. It was Dan sent me this link that I couldn't read because I have to subscribe to USA Today. However, later in the day, I did research it on YouTube, but found this video so there was this man in Detroit, Michigan, who recently just passed away. He and his son and his ex-wife were going through his stuff. So this man was a lawyer and had Asperger's and was a hoarder.
So potentially a lot of stuff in regards to a special interest.
Hannah, it's unbelievable what they found. Like we're talking 3 semi-trailers full of comic books.
Oh, man.
And not just like that.
Oh, man.
I mean, I was like, but here's the deal. They did like a quick video where they panned down and showed all these comic books lined up. And I immediately noticed as a comic book guy that these weren't regular comic books. These were all slabbed comics, which we're going to give a little bit of a tutorial here. A slabbed comic is a comic book that is sent away to a grading company that does an official grade.
That's in a thing.
Yeah, like I have downstairs.
Those are expensive.
Superman issue number 1.
No. Millions of dollars.
With a grade of a 7 out of a 10. It is considered the 3rd best condition copy known to exist in the world of just Superman number 1. So the books that I saw, it's crazy. So he's from Detroit, Michigan. And like he held out 2 books. It was Journey into Mystery, the first appearance of Thor. One was a 7.0, one was a 6.0. He had the first appearance of Wolverine, like Avengers #1. It's crazy, these books. And it didn't stop there. He goes, oh, and he collected toys. And it showed all these, like the original Star Wars toys in their boxes, never been opened. Baseball cards, hundreds of thousands of baseball cards, all of those done the same way, sent off and graded. And they've just discovered all this. Who knows how much money is there? It was crazy. So they're actually turning this into a documentary, and it's called Selling Superman, because that's the biggest, probably the holy grail, the most expensive book that they have there. It's Superman #1, a 7.0. Are you kidding me? It's hard to buy a comic book off. For people who don't understand, a 10 is a comic book. It's perfect shape.
You're wanting to get what? Fantastic Four one?
I'd like to have it in a 3.
And
but that would probably cost me $20,000.
Yeah. And when we go to grade.
And that was in 1960 something.
Like a 1 is
poor, and I have books that are 1s.
1s are like pages are gone.
Could
potentially.
Could be.
Stuff is ripped.
Page.
7 sounds like
7 is fine. And it's like, for a book that old, unheard of. So yeah, it's crazy. That's really cool. That was my big news.
That's crazy.
Thank you, Dan Razor, for giving us the info.
That's so sad for his family.
Well, and here's the deal. So his obsession tore his family
apart.
They divorced. His wife and them divorced because he was obsessed, and the son resented him for it. But it was interesting in the video, because it was a news clip.
Yeah.
He was like, I wish my dad was alive so I could tell him thank you for for his preparation and all that's good that's going to come out of what he's done. And, because
are they going to donate it? Did they talk about what they're going to do with all the money?
I know what I would do with it. Jamaica, Aruba. Oh, I want to take that song's wrong. But anyway, I don't know what they're going to do.
Aruba, Jamaica.
Whatever. Well, I don't care. I'd go any order I want to go. I'm taking the boat. Anywho, I don't know, but I'm sure that'll be all on this documentary when it's created. Selling Superman. So yeah, it sounds cool. That's it. That's my news.
Man,
nerd news comes to an end.
Well,
yeah,
we have officially finished Martha.
Okay, so this comes to the portion where we talk about the media we are consuming. Instead of binging, we need to call it eating media. I don't know. We'll have to come up with a clever name. That sounds gross, doesn't it? Like newspapers. Anywho, what is it?
So we finished Martha.
Mm-hmm.
I like thinking back on it, I honestly just think it's the Master. I think the Master is so annoying.
I like the Master. Really?
Mm-mm.
One of my favorite ones was the planet coming to an end, hating to see the Master change from good to evil. From the old guy to
maybe
the young.
That's what it is. I just can't, I can't stand that. And I was like, we were watching it and I was like, I'm just ready for this to be done. And Trevin was like, you hate this one really
You didn't
bad.
You didn't like Itty Bitty Doctor in the Birdcage?
That was so dumb. That was so dumb.
My friend Hector thinks it's the worst.
Him literally growing ever. And glowing and floating because he's Jesus? Question mark?
Story.
Because everyone
tell the story. We believe
is thinking,
Anyway,
I can't stand that episode. Ugh. But we're at Donna, which is probably one of my top 3 companions.
You get the Ood.
That's the episode that we're getting ready to watch.
Was Donna with them when they went to HE double hockey sticks, basically?
No, that was Rose.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought... Oh, so Rose, yes, that's where the Ood were introduced.
That's where they were introduced. Dr. Donna is the episode. Dr. Donna.
Dr. Donna. Yeah, Dr. Donna.
But I haven't spoiled it for Trevin. I've wanted to. Some of my favorite episodes are in this season. I really like the Ood episode. I do
too.
I think the Oods are just really cool. I wish they'd use them more now in the newer stuff, but and I really like the episode where the doctor is on a train by himself.
Oh, By him. I thought this was. Oh, that was the one that's basically Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express.
No, he's not by himself. He's
right. There are other people on there.
He's on a train. There's other people on it, but they come across an alien.
Right. I remember that.
I love that episode. Donna's not in it, which is why I mean by himself. His companion decided that she'd rather sunbathe.
Right.
Which vibes.
Yeah.
Am I right?
That's hilarious.
Who would rather sunbathe?
I would rather ride a flipping train. I don't know. Well, what else? Anything else?
I'm trying to think. Yes. Clarkson's Farm.
What is that?
Hysterical.
Okay, first of all, the Doctor Who is on HBO Max.
Doctor Who's on HBO Max. I have no idea.
Farm.
Trevin always has it pulled up whenever I walk into the living room.
What is it? A TV show or?
Yes. So there's this famous man. I honestly don't even know what he's famous for. I'm going to Google it while I'm talking to you about it. Clarkson's Farm.
Okay.
We do. Jeremy Clarkson.
Okay.
Do you know
so
who
he's a real person?
Yeah.
No.
Jeremy Clarkson is apparently a very famous British person.
Oh.
I have no idea what he's famous for. He's
like Churchill?
English broadcaster, journalist, game show host, and writer who specializes in motoring. He's best known for the programs Top Gear and the Grand Tour.
Oh, Top Gear. I know who it is. 100%.
He's rich.
Yeah.
He's a rich guy.
Anywho, so what's he do?
He's bought a farm in the English countryside. The video is the TV show is him engaging in shenanigans.
Trying to farm?
Trying to farm.
Okay, that's good.
It's hysterical.
It's probably on Prime. I think Top Gear's on Prime, but I can't remember.
It's all right. I think so. Okay. I think you're right. I think it is on Prime. It's hysterical. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Clarkson's Farm is on Amazon Prime.
Is it an adult show?
It's an adult show.
Gotcha.
And it's British.
So
yeah.
So it's a British.
It's a British adult show.
Gotcha.
It's hysterical. It's hysterical. It's this. He's rich and he's like, why do I got to do all these things? This is dumb. He buys a Lamborghini tractor.
I didn't even know they made those.
A Lamborghini makes tractors, and so he bought this giant tractor just because it says Lamborghini.
Well, he probably needed a tractor, though, right?
The first episode is tractoring. The second episode is sheeping.
Oh
my
gosh.
The third episode is shopping.
Oh wow.
We've only watched 3 episodes so far. It's very funny.
Well,
and
awesome.
the first episode, he wants to plant stuff and buys this tractor and does it all wrong. He hires a local boy named Caleb. And Caleb is Trevin and I's favorite person on the show.
Caleb probably knows what's going on.
Caleb is like, yeah, I've worked this farm since I was 16. I worked this farm for 5 years. And the guy's like, I'm sorry, you've worked this farm for 5 years? How old are you? I'm 21.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, do you have your own farm? Yeah, I got my own farm. I do this on my own farm. And I could tractor for you on this day and this day and this day. And I could do this and this.
Tractor.
But Clarkson got really mad and did an entire field wrong.
He got mad at Caleb or?
No, Jeremy was like, okay, I'm going to do this field. I think the turns is lame. So I'm going to turn my own way. And you have to turn a specific way so that they get tram lines on the field.
Right.
And a tram line is for where they can drive in the middle of the field and make sure to water it and all of that
so you don't run over stuff.
And so the tram lines were all wrong.
So he had to redo the whole field.
And no, so Caleb comes up and says, we're putting a sign right out there where the main road is.
You did it.
Jeremy did this field.
So that he doesn't get a bad name. I love that.
So yeah. And the second one was sheeping. And so he bought 78 sheep.
Oh, wow.
Because he didn't want a lawn mow. And so he bought sheep so that they could mow.
So they would eat his grass. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Oh, so funny. And then shopping, he decides, you know what? I could have a farm shop. And
sell stuff?
Yeah. So he opens up a farm shop and it's bad. All he sells in this farm shop is potatoes.
Like you can't get potatoes somewhere else.
He sells potatoes and then he decides, because they have spring water on his farm and all of the
he's going to bottle spring water.
And so he bottles spring water, but he picks a yellow bottle.
It looks like pee. Nice. Nice. That's hilarious.
Buys it.
That's great.
Oh, it was good. It's really funny.
Oh, now it's produced.
silly.
We know that, but still.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think some of it is.
Yeah.
And that Trevin and I talked about that the other day. We're like, how much of this do you think is? No, thank you, Alexa.
Alexa just talked into our podcast. I didn't know that was possible.
She asked if I wanted to talk to an Alexa chatbot.
What?
I don't even know what that is.
That sounds weird.
That sounds terrifying. Oops.
Anywho.
But yeah, so it's very, very funny. And I'm unsure the amount to which it is produced. There's this guy that Jeremy hires to fix all of the stone walls on his property. And you can't understand a word he says.
Oh yeah,
an absolute word.
Like the guy from Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, and even on the subtitles, it says unintelligible nonsense or like things like that. Like the subtitles goes, I don't know what that man's saying.
I can't get it. That's hilarious.
So funny. Okay, that's all. Those are the two things: Doctor Who and Clarkson's Farm.
Well, I watched a show about a personal AI assistant that went off and killed everyone in the house. I'm just kidding. I made that up because
I was going to say Smart House.
Because your Alexa just got into our conversation.
That's Smart House is a Disney
I know
movie, a DCOM original.
Stop it. So I am caught up on The Mandalorian.
Okay.
And you're not. I'm caught up on Ted Lasso.
Which I'm not.
You're not. And I'm caught up on Picard. And Picard is a straight up
banger.
Tuvok was in the last episode.
I'm sorry, what?
Tuvok was in the last episode. But it wasn't Tuvok. It was a changeling. Yes. So I talked the royal we. I'm wondering if Cisco from Deep Space Nine is going to end up in this. I truly believe so. So anyway, it's really good. Mando is great.
Is it good?
Great. Oh, it's great. And I got your mom starting to watch it. We watched the first 2 episodes.
Of the first season?
Of the first season.
Hey, what'd she think?
Do you remember the guy who rode the little thing and helped the Mandalorian? Because
yes.
And she goes, I want popcorn. I have spoken. Do you remember how that guy would say, I have spoken? Yes. She goes, I want popcorn. I have
something
spoken.
That I saw on Facebook or Instagram or something like that was that season 2 and 3 of The Mandalorian is every Southern Walmart. Here, hold my baby. I need to get in a fight.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, but you have to watch Boba Fett. I'm sorry, you have to watch.
Okay,
Boba
and
Fett.
I haven't.
I
don't really want to. The way you described it doesn't sound great.
I liked Boba Fett. It was fun. It was popcorn. You know,
man,
and Timothy Meadows showed up in the.
Okay.
You know who that guy is? He was the gotcha. Remember on Even Stevens when they were on the island?
On your own show.
Wait, no. Is that him?
Oh, you mean it's the first guy. I Googled him.
Yeah.
He's in Mean Girls.
Oh, he's from Saturday Night Live. He's the ladies man. The ladies man. Anyway.
I see that.
So Ted Lasso is good. I like it. The first episode was very sad, I thought. We're up to episode 3 now, and I like it. Yeah, I think I'm going to like it. So
I might wait until they all come out because I still haven't finished season 2 because our fave guy Nathan started being a turd nugget, and I didn't want to watch his fall, and so I just stopped.
Well, he's now the head coach of the bad guys, her ex-husband's.
Who's surprised? Team. No one. I watched a trailer for it because you sent it to me, and I saw he had dyed blonde hair, was working for the bad guy.
Gray. It's gray hair. It's gray. Mm-hmm. Do you know? Remember when I first saw him as an actor?
Who? Where?
From The Martian. He was the guy who when
are we talking about Nathan?
Nathan, the character Nathan, was in The Martian.
Really?
He was the guy when Cheeto Ejiofor went to the NASA lab.
Yes.
And he goes, well, that was the guy working the computer. He goes, it's not going to be, he has like a very small part. When he says, well, it takes 12 minutes to get here, 12 minutes to get here. It's not going to be a roundtable discussion. And he goes, will you just type it in? And he goes, okay. But anyway, that was his first time I ever saw him.
That's so cool.
So
anything else you're watching?
No, but my Hoopla re-upped. So,
it's April.
And I watched WrestleMania for the first time in 7 million years because the Love Thy Nerd community was watching it. I watched a few episodes, a few matches. It was funny, but it made me dive back into Do a Powerbomb. So I reread all of that, and I'm going to bring you those books this weekend.
Hey, Bob.
And I'm going to bring you Supergirl this weekend and another set, and we're going to talk about them.
Yay! Comic book treat.
Yeah.
We're getting lunch together. Our entire fam is for Easter.
For celebrate Easter. Yep. So that's it. Do a Powerbomb. Oh, it's great. All right, what are we doing? Speaking of comics, a pull list is a list of comics that are pulled from the shelves or ordered specially for me because Beth and Steven love me. They are my comic book people, my heroes realm.
Because they love me.
So what I do is I get a bunch of comics, way more than I should, and I try to pick my one comic of every
from the big two.
Week or two from the big two. So one from DC, one from Marvel, one from an independent company, and then one number one and my book.
New number one. I remember something else that I've been watching.
What? Tell me.
Ruby. Trevin and I are rewatching Ruby because the new season is coming out this summer.
They got a new comic book out.
And Trevin's collecting it too.
Awesome. Well, my let's just go straight from the list. I'll pull them off the top. So my Marvel book is one that I came close to discontinuing, and I can't believe I'm enjoying it now.
Okay, what is it?
This is the Invincible Iron Man. This is issue 4. So
do you like titles like that? The Invincible Iron Man.
That
seems kind of lame.
He was always called that.
Oh, okay.
Forever. Yeah.
Sorry.
Used to be. It's okay. You're right. Remember how we said it's tropey? Because back then it wasn't a trope.
Because we read one of the first
Black Panther.
We read the first, of Black Panther. And I was like, this is so tropey and lame. And Dad was like, this is the first time that this was ever done. And I was like, oh no.
That's why it's tropey.
I apologize.
Yeah. So anyway, in this one, Iron Man used all of his money to buy back all of his tech that had been used for evil. So basically, so now someone has now gone and bought his company out from underneath him.
Oh no.
Because he doesn't have the money. And
give me all your money. Give me all your money. What's going to
happen is, do you remember the X-Men Days of Future Past?
Yes.
Movie with the Sentinels, the big Sentinels?
I actually never watched that, but yes, I watched that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the one where Wolverine went back and he had
he went back in time.
Yes. So I think what's happening is in this fall or this summer, it's going to be a crossover between the X-Men and Iron Man. And I believe that Iron Man's going to be involved in the downfall of the mutants. Not him particular, but someone using his technology to recreate Sentinels using Stark tech. So there's I think we're on the verge of an Iron Man X-Men that I might actually read.
Hey.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Clobber in Time. Wrong one. That was wrong. I was man.
Clobber in Time is
man.
That's what the thing says.
Yeah. I was back off, bub.
No. Yeah, but you might have just had a premonition. Just wait. Clobber in Time's coming back around.
Okay. So do you remember that? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Doll that I had?
Yes. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Back off, bub.
Back off, bub.
Wolverine would say that. So my independent is issue 2. It's from Image. It's called Local Man. This book is cool. And I actually picked up issues 1 and 2 last week. I suggest anybody who could go out there and get these.
Okay, Local Man. What's it about?
So, and it's funny because it's 2 books in one. So on one side, you start from one side and you read to about 2/3 the way through. And then you flip it over and read from the other way about 1/3. So this is a comic book. This is a superhero who was created in the 90s, but he wasn't. But when everything was big and wild and crazy, when Image first started. So this character was a superhero. And something happened and he's no longer a superhero. He has been, and like he's not even allowed to do superhero things. So what happens is you read part of his backstory from one side, and then you read today's story from the other side.
That's so fun!
And it's two different types of drawing style, two different types of storytelling.
That's really clever.
Really good. And what's happened is, so now he's local man. He's back in town, and the people don't want him there because they think he's a punk. And like somebody was trying to beat him, and he grabbed up like a garbage can to protect himself. He got served a warrant for using a shield. In your dismissal from the group, in the legal, you're not even allowed to use a shield. He goes, it's not a shield, it's a garbage. So it's going to be interesting. So this is just issue 2. So yeah.
Interesting.
My DC comic is, I don't know why I chose it. Honestly, there wasn't a lot to choose from DC.
Okay, they weren't great this week.
They weren't great. So I got issue 1 of the Unstoppable Doom Patrol. I love this show, which is very adulty, and never let your kids watch it. But the comic book, I thought I would give it a shot, and it's all right. But they have an issue 1. If you're into that kind of stuff, I won't collect it.
Gotcha.
But I literally beat my other DC I got was Detective Comics, and to this week I dropped Detective Comics. I will no longer collect them.
Okay.
I just lost me.
Fair.
So yeah. So my new number 1, I believe is a one shot, which in comic book terms means they're only going to put out one. It's not a series. It's just like it's just a fun book. And this is a book that is completely for the kids. There are very little to no words. It's about a character that is like a fun little shark. His name is Jeff. And
Jeff the Fun Shark.
It's called It's Jeff, issue 1 from Marvel. And it is like Jeff getting into shenanigans with all the other superheroes and everything. And he's like a dog, but he's a shark.
It's Jeff and he's a shark.
And the cover is so cute.
I know him.
And listen, I think I'm actually going to go buy a copy and send it to a couple friends of mine if they've got them who have kids, because it's so good.
It's Jeff.
It's fun. And now listen, it was $6. So
dang. Shoot dang. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Jeff can take a chill pill. Am I right?
Yeah. So my book of the week.
Paz is going to tell us his book of the week.
And it's called Clobbering Time.
No, I did have a premonition.
I did have it. So this wasn't on my list. I didn't even know it was coming out. But because I'm such a Fantastic Four fan, my peeps at my comic book shop who love me put it in my pools. It's issue 1, Clobbering Time. It is the Thing teaming up with other superheroes.
Is it It's Clobbering Time, or is it Clobbering Time?
Clobbering Time.
Okay.
And
I write him down so people can look on our show notes.
Clobbering. CLOBBERIN 'time.
Apostrophe.
Yeah. So
Clobbering Time.
There used to be a thing called Marvel 2-in-1, which was the Thing and another character. This is created by a guy named Steve Scroce. I could be mispronounce his name, but he has done some work, other books that I loved.
Yeah.
Post Americana. I loved that book. And his art style is a little bit different.
Okay.
But so ultra detailed.
Right on.
I mean, it is so fun. The Thing and the Hulk are in this issue, and they get transported into a place where they have to fight all these monsters. It's really funny because Bruce Banner and the Hulk, and Bruce Banner and the Thing are talking to one another at a table, and you can see that Mr. Fantastic's there, but his head is stretched all the way out, so you never see his head. You just see his neck. And Bruce is like, should we like tap him on the neck and tell him? He's like, things like, oh, don't do that. He doesn't like it when people tap him on the neck. But it's just like, so it is so funny. And the detail is so good. So the next issue is going to have the Thing and Wolverine. I can't wait to see how he draws Wolverine and what's going on. But
that's so fun.
Clobbering Time. I mean, it's going to be one of my new faves, I think.
I'm so glad. It sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That was it.
Cool. Thanks for sharing with us, Dad. You have some fun ones. It's Jeff.
It's Jeff.
It's
I'm
Jeff.
gonna go
just
buy more
tickles
if
such
he's
a
there.
sweet part of my heart.
I know.
And
It's
the
so fun.
view's so happy.
You need help.
He was so happy, and then he was just like, "It's me and my friends."
Yeah, the shark.
I'm here.
So yeah, I don't know anything about him, but apparently he showed up in like maybe the what's the girl Hawkeye? What's her name? Remember in the new
Hawk
show?
Girl?
No. Anyway, anywho.
I don't
So
know.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember what her name was.
Yeah.
That we didn't like the way that they portrayed Wilson Fisk. We're not going to talk about it. So Hannah and I watched a movie on HBO. It was an animated film called The Justice League, and it's PG-13.
The Justice League
Flashpoint Paradox. It is an hour and 22 minutes, so 21 minutes long. It is the animated adaptation of a comic book series called Flashpoint, which was written by Jeff Johns. I can't remember who drew it.
It has 100 on Rotten Tomatoes.
For serious?
Only 6 critics have reviewed it, but it's apparently hailed as the comic it was a direct to DVD cartoon movie, and it was the one that was like resurged the cartoon movies, and that the cartoon like superhero movies,
animated,
and that they could be good, that they could have plot, and they could be dark, and they could be entertaining, and people would like them.
Yes. So give us do you want to give us the rundown on what the movie's about, or you want me to?
Sure. So it is an animated Justice League featuring the Flash. You get an introduction to all of the characters and some background of how they know each other. Flash's villains. So if you aren't very well versed in Justice League, aren't very well versed in Flash, they give you some good background in the first like 10 minutes. And then Flash wakes up and it's clear that he is not where he used to be. And it's his journey figuring out that he is in a different timeline. I wouldn't say different universe, because it's the same people. It's just stuff is different.
Right.
Because it's different.
Time has been changed. Something
it's kind of like
changed.
Butterfly effect type stuff. Something has been changed in history that has led to this new present.
Terrible world.
And the main thing that's happening during it is Wonder Woman is fighting Aquaman, and they are destroying all of the world.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That is all.
Okay. So
I was trying to give like a spoiler-free kind of.
Oh, really? I think we spoil it.
Oh, we spoil it? I mean, it's 2013.
For 10 years.
Okay, you're right.
But here's the reason. Here's the reason I wanted Hannah to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Because we also watched the Flash.
We did. We watched the Flash
trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see similarities?
I did.
Between it.
Specifically in regards to the super character.
Correct. So in the Flash trailer, it is Supergirl who has been kept hidden away. Kara.
I
don't know. In Flashpoint, it is Superman who has been hidden
lands
away.
Instead of landing in the middle of Kansas, he lands in Metropolis.
And they keep him secret.
Which was something Trevin and I talked about for a little bit afterwards. We're like, how much of Superman being Superman is the fact that he was raised by 2 country people who
100%.
taught him to love people well?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Like,
so
much of the reason that Superman is because of how he was. And like, what would it do to somebody's psyche to just be locked up? Because it was spooky how slender he was. Because
he'd been, stashed away for so long.
All
of his life. And his fear, and not knowing how to use his powers and anything, because he never had powers.
Because he was kept away from the sun.
Correct. Yeah. So another aside, there is a comic book miniseries that came out called Squadron Supreme. And it was by Marvel Max. So I can't remember. It might not have been called that. Anyway, there was a Squadron Supreme comic book that came out in the 80s, and the one that came out in the 90s, their character, Hyperion.
I know Hyperion.
Hyperion. Yes. Mm-hmm. So
Exiled.
but in this book, he was captured by the government and raised by the government with two people who worked for the government to make sure he was for the American way and everything. Anyway, so yeah, there's also another good comic book called Superman Red, where Superman was born in Russia. So anywho, so the reason I wanted
that was something that I thought was really interesting.
So in the trailer, we get Michael Keaton who says, "I'm Batman." Is he Bruce Wayne?
No.
Or is he Thomas Wayne?
I think he's Thomas Wayne.
I think Michael Keaton is going to be Thomas Wayne.
I think he's Thomas Wayne because for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Bruce Wayne is Superman. Bruce Wayne is Batman. And the reason that he becomes Batman is because his parents are killed.
In Crime Alley. We all should know that story.
Yeah, goodness gracious. But in Flashpoint Paradox, what happens is Bruce Wayne is killed. And what they allude to the fact is that the mom
goes off the deep
Joker.
End. Yes. That's what happens.
The mom becomes Joker, and that Thomas Wayne, the dad, becomes Batman. And here's the thing. Thomas Wayne, Batman, he got guns. He's angry, and he'll push you off a building.
Yeah, he will. The so-called Harley Quinn type character.
That was so lame.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. By the way, the voice of Cyborg, Michael B. Jordan.
There were so many famous people in this.
Nathan Fillion from Firefly was Hal Jordan.
So many famous people in this. Flash. I know the Flash.
Thomas Howell. So there was a whole bunch of famous people that were the voices for these. And
the guy who played Flash.
Yeah.
Carrie, I can never say his name right. Wesley was Aquaman.
I didn't recognize that.
Wesley was Aquaman. And the guy who played Flash, where is he? Flash was Justin Chambers. And Justin Chambers is a famous guy on, he was the guy, the strange Italian man on the Wedding Planner movie with J-Lo.
I don't remember that.
Who she almost marries.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay.
He was that guy.
Oh, yes.
He plays Alex Karev in Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, yeah. So
he's famous.
Yes. So I'm just thinking that Flashpoint, they're going to pull a lot of Flash.
I think they're going to pull a lot of it from there too, for sure.
And I think at the end of it, James Gunn's going to use this as a way to completely erase everything that we've already seen.
Oh, it's going to be completely different when we get back home.
We may even have a different Flash.
For sure. And I don't know how I feel about him interacting with himself.
Yeah.
That not weird. Be a paradox.
I don't know. Who knows? But
I didn't like that.
So did you like the animated movie?
I loved the animated movie. I was ready to suffer through it for an hour and a half so that we could talk about it. No, I'm not. I
didn't watch all of the movie that we were supposed to, whatever.
Dang it, Dad. I watched all of that stupid movie because
I can't remember what it was.
Here's the thing. The next time it was
just turn it off.
The next time it was Space Jam 2. And I said, I'm not watching this. I texted you and said, 2? Yeah, we were going to talk about it for the podcast. And I said, this is awful. We can't do this.
Okay, that's hilarious. Sorry,
and so we
Space
didn't.
Jam 2.
But so I was ready to suffer through it, but it was really good. It was really good. It was brutal.
It was brutal.
A lot
of killing.
And I kept talking to Trev because Trevin and I, he was driving, but while I was watching it, and so he was listening to it in the car, and I was like, "This is really brutal," and he's like, "Yeah."
So the comic book is very similar. If
it was real life, it would have been rated R, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
You can get away with some of that stuff because of the cartoon, because it's
right.
It's fake.
Yeah. Animated blood, so it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's definitely PG-13 because it has
curse words
and murder.
Ooh, adultery.
Yes. Mm-hmm. A whole lot of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So,
and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is not okay in this.
No.
Aquaman is not okay in this.
All because Barry's mom lives. Yeah. What happened there?
Superman is not okay. Bruce is not okay.
Batman dead.
Batman dead.
Around. The only person who's half okay, Cyborg.
And even then,
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like
the
how
Shazam, Wonder
the
Woman
Shazam
with the
kids?
Shazam kids?
That was terrible.
Are you kidding me?
I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that.
Yikes. I literally started like.
I liked how they said that they all had one of the aspects of each of the gods. Did you catch that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they didn't talk about that. They talk about that in the comic book. I'm sorry.
It's
So
okay.
the reason there are 7 of them is because Shazam. One of them has the wisdom of Solomon. One of them has the stamina.
Really?
Each one of the kids is imbued with one of those traits.
Also, didn't care for the fact that the lasso of truth was a compulsion as well.
Well, here's the deal. I think you got to learn how to do that. Steve Trevor, he needs to learn better. I mean, tell the truth. Who is Lois Lane? She is a woman. You can tell the truth.
That's what I'm saying. So but that's what I'm saying. So she used the lasso of truth. Wonder Woman used the lasso of truth. And it made people say what she wanted them to say. And I don't like that.
I think that was just a device they used in the movie.
I know, but it made me angry. Because
sort of like, do you remember
I love
Dune?
Lasso of Truth.
Yes.
Do you remember
what? In Dune?
Yes.
When the bad guy with the thing on his forehead.
Yeah.
When she asks him about his wife being killed. So, because she can tell if you're telling the truth or not, right? So you should read the book. The book is great because he says in his inner dialogue is, I have to answer truthfully. But you know, so I didn't know you hated you hated the Harkonnens. And he would be like, my wife. And then she sort of he used the truth. He only spoke enough truth to get it through, but he didn't say everything. So anyway.
Yeah, the what was I watching? Oh, we watched the Doctor Who Christmas special.
Okay.
In between Martha and Donna. And he got 3 questions. And they did the whole I get 3 questions, right? Affirmative. You have 2 questions.
2 questions. Yes.
It made me think of the
the thing in Dungeons and Dragons. You got to be careful what you wish for.
But
that's another good book to read.
That was the thing that
Genies.
I didn't like. I didn't much care for the way the lasso of truth was used as a device. I didn't like it.
So, how many lassos of truth would you give this movie?
Well, I didn't like it, so let's pick something else.
Okay. How many flash rings with a suit inside would you give the movie?
Ooh, a 4.
I'd give it 4.5. It's good.
Yeah. It was honestly, it was good. I would encourage.
And it was only an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it really wasn't bad. If you just want something on in the background, if you want to have an idea about what the new Flash movie could be like, and you don't want to go out and read the comics, this would be a good way to just kind of
if you don't want to read, if you don't want to read and do something, you can just
some people don't have access to those, Dad.
I know that's true. Well, they might not have HBO Max.
Well,
if you have Hoopla, you can read Flashpoint on Hoopla.
Okay, well, hey, I didn't know that.
You can. And I have Hoopla. I'm reading it right now, actually.
Sick.
I wanted to go back and read it. Yeah, it was cool. In the comic book, the Flash kids have a tiger.
The Shazam kids?
And when they say Shazam, they have to ask, they ask Captain Thunder if he wants to do it. And so they yell Shazam. And he's all scratched up where I guess Wonder Woman had messed him up. He goes, yeah, I've got a bone to pick with her or something like that. So, and his tiger turns into Super Tiger, sort of like He-Man.
It made me think of when Billy Batson, that one comic book that you love, Kingdom Come.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kingdom Come.
It made me think of that.
I can see that. 100% I can see that. Yeah.
Billy Batson.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us for tonight.
Yes.
It's a little bit of it's just right at an hour.
A little shorty one. It's a shorty one.
And so, Hannah, what do you got to say?
Sweet friends, thank you for hanging out with us. Hey, our music is created by Brockwell Nason. He composed and performed that. If you're interested in learning more about him, you can check him out at Brockwell Nason Music on Instagram. He performs a lot around Nashville. So if y'all are around Nashville, He does like a show a week, or he has been over the
Maybe
past couple
more.
months. Yeah, honestly. So check him out. Nate, my sweet dear brother, did the art for our podcast. Thanks for doing that for us, bud. He made that in Microsoft Paint. He's a multi-talented, wonderful human being. Thanks for doing that for us. I edit and upload our podcast. Dad maintains our YouTube website.
Oh, shoot. We forgot to talk the Comic-Con.
Oh.
That's all right. We'll talk about it later.
Well, you talk about it now.
No, it was awesome. Next.
Okay. I want to talk about it. It doesn't have to be today, but next time.
Next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dad does our YouTube.
Yes. Channel.
That's it. All.
So, guys, thank you so much. Rate and review with 7 million stars. Listen, I don't know who the bozo was that gave us a 4-star on Apple. I shouldn't say bozo. Now he's going to do like a 2, or she'll do a 1. I don't know. Come on, 5-star, y'all. What have we done to you? We're getting all the greatest. Anyway, I'm getting so spicy.
We're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, my dear papa.
You're right, but we could be their decaf coffee.
You ain't wrong.
Listen, till next time, we will catch you on the flippity flop.
Bye, guys. Friends.